Sometimes, sometimes I wish I could say I was wrong and people are nice. They're just misunderstood. They're not bullies. They're not evil. But then again, reality hits me back and brings me back down to earth. When it comes to Harry and Meghan Markle, things just keep getting more evil, more disgusting, to the point of, quite frankly, criminal. And you're probably wonder why I'm saying that. Yeah, even City agrees with me. You're probably wondering why I'm saying this. Because this is about 4 million missing dollars that if any of us on this earth in the United States or anywhere in the world were hiding or not reporting that from the government, we would immediately be audited and sent to jail. But finding out about these missing $4 million led me down a rabbit hole that is just awful, evil, and terrible. Just like the two individuals who created this Archwell fake charity for compassion. In my very humble opinion, it is a scheme. It is terrible. And yeah, it's quite sad, actually, if you think about it, that having had so many opportunities to do the right thing and do good for reals, they chose to do this. It shows the true nature of two vulture grifters who are exploiting every bit of humanity's sadness, weaknesses, vulnerabilities to their own advantage. And they're flaunting it. They are flaunting it, guys. Why do you say, Paula? Why do you say it like that? Well, here we have, you know, I started looking at the fidelity thing, right? Because there are four missing things that's happening. Infidelity, oh, who's fidelity? Right? Because they're the ones who are giving these two idiots the money. Here you have two latest grants were made in the 2023 financial year. One totaling 6 million was from Fidelity Charitable Pictured. Okay. This is them doing their sorry, this is the different one, but this is one of the charities that was doing this is actually from Tis Best, that they were doing that, and we're going to get into that very shortly as well, because they're both shady. Here is the Fidelity thing. This is $2 million that they donated, and then they gave 4 million additionally. So the 2 million were reported, but the 4 were not. And people have said, well, maybe another, maybe that they just, forgot about it. Maybe they just forgot to disclose that money. So let's find out who Fidelity Charitable is. And please stay on this video, because you will throw up when you find out who the real donor is to Archwell Foundation. And those, it is my humble opinion, are payments for what they're doing. They're not donations to Archwell. And isn't it coincidental that King Charles used to give them $4 million a year in salary, whatever you want to call it, like a yearly stipend for expenses, additional to all the privileges and everything they got. So let's find out who Fidelity is. Okay. Word salad. The giving account is like a charitable investment account for the sole purpose of supporting charities you care about. Maximize both your charitable dollars and tax benefits so you can potentially give and save more in 3 easy ways. And they work with Visa, who Harry is associated with, but they are not the evil part. So the way this thing works, guys, is that you donate to Fidelity, right? You donate to Fidelity Charitable, and you can say, so, and they have this huge fund, and they decide who they're going to give their money to because they have all these charities and organizations applying to them to get funds. You can choose as a donor to say two things. I want to remain anonymous and I just want to donate to the fund. And I want my money to go to this person, but it's not said per se on paper. It is just understood that that's the charity they go. But when people donate, they put it in that fund. In that fund, then again, any charity can apply to it. And that's a third party kind of way of laundering money. For example, if King Charles wanted to give $4 million to his darling boy, he does it through Fidelity Charitable. And his name remains off the because Fidelity Charitable then gives Charles a document for tax purposes. And then Charles, who's the King of England, he doesn't file taxes in the United States. He files taxes in the United Kingdom when he wants to, and he reports what he wants to report. Are we getting the drift here? So this very well could be a way for Charles to be funneling money to his darling boy. The 4 million, 2 million were reported. They got 6 million in the same period. They should have reported the other 4. This is why I said that money is always going to get these people. So I started digging who owns Fidelity Charitable. It was quite hard to find, actually. And then you find all these things, all these worldwide. Fidelity Charitable, the nation's largest grant maker, distributed a record-setting $11.8 billion to nonprofits in 2023, up more than 5% from the previous year, at a time when generally donations are dropping. Absolutely. I do believe that they found a way to launder money. They have. This is because this is absolutely insane. This is absolutely insane, guys. So you start running stuff like that, and you start wondering, what the hell is that? Why is Fidelity? Why is that? And then you find out that they're associated to Procter and Gamble. Procter and Gamble. Why does that name sound familiar, you say? Why? Why does that name sound familiar? Why is Procter and Gamble important? Do you guys remember the Pat Tillman Foundation? The wife or the widow of Pat Tillman, she used to work for Procter and Gamble. Guess who's worked a lot with Procter and Gamble? None other than Disney. Who do we know on Disney who is very close to the evil duo? Bob Iger. Bob Iger. Right? Bob Iger. And are you ready for the worst part of it all? That tis best. Well, this is not the worst part. So tis best is also another company where you don't donate to Archwell directly. You do it through a third party, which is pretty much like Fidelity Charitable. Fidelity Charitable is a private company, or a public company, and they get a cut for every donation they get, and it's given. So it's not free. When you give it, they get a cut. Like when those people do GoFundMe pages, they get a cut, but in a larger scale. So Tis Best does exactly the same thing. But are you ready? Are you ready to see who owns Procter and Gamble? I think we all know who owns Procter and Gamble, right? In case you haven't, here we go. BlackRock. BlackRock is owned by Procter and Gamble. Disney's pretty much partnered up with Procter and Gamble and BlackRock. But do you know who owns? And I usually hate it because I don't like to be part of the world order thing. You know that on my channel, I never talk about that. But it's just, I just wish sometimes. Fidelity Charitable is owned by Fidelity International. And Fidelity International largest shareholders include BlackRock Inc., Vanguard Group, And the worst part of it all, Charles Schwab Investment Management. I will repeat the name, Charles Schwab Investment Management. BlackRock is the biggest owner of, it's the largest shareholder of in Congo of mining coltan, which is why the Baka people are being slaughtered, murdered, aped, raped to get them out of there, a way to terrorize them out of their own land. So BlackRock, Bill Gates, Schwab Investments are the largest shareholders in Congo, because Congo holds 80%. It's where the largest deposit of coltan, that mineral, not cobalt, coltan, which is more precious than I don't know. It's the most expensive mineral, sorry. And BlackRock, Bill Gates, and Charles Schwab are the major shareholders of the, because 80% of the deposit of coltan is in Congo, where the Baka people are exactly. Are these people paying Harry and Meghan? Why? Or is it Charles who gave his darling boy the $4 million? Because don't forget about it. Don't forget this. Charles is under no obligation to declare taxes in the United Kingdom, and he can declare what he wants to declare. It's not, it's not, oh, you're going to declare on everything. No, he can say, I'm going to declare on this. I'm going to declare on this. So they were not donating to Harry and Meghan. They're paying them for services rendered. And if that doesn't want to make you puke, I don't know what it is. Because at the end of the day, I've always said in my channel, it comes down to something very vulgar called money. Because money is power in certain elites, in certain circles that they move in. It always comes down to this vulgar thing called money. And Harry and Meghan are being paid, in my very humble opinion. The IRS should take a really hard look, and I think they are. They have a file on them, and I'm doing a video about it. But now that we know who the real donors are to the Archwell Foundation, how do you feel about it? Who do you think it is? Do you think it's Charles, who gave $4 million, and then BlackRock and Charles Schwab and Vanguard and Procter and Gamble? Well, BlackRock pretty much owns everybody except Schwartz Investment Group. Please give me your thoughts. So disappointing. So disappointing. Well, so expected. Maybe not even disappointing. It's expected, isn't it?